Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Steven with North Trail RV in Fort Myers, Florida. And today we're going to be taking a look at a 2026 Jayco Seneca 37K. And I want to talk about the truck a little bit first. So this is an S2 RV truck, and it's built by Freightliner. This truck is exclusively built in the Gaffney, South Carolina Freightliner plant for the RV industry. And it gives you a few unique things that we'll talk about as we walk around this. Has a 6.7 liter Cummins, makes 360 horsepower and 800 foot-pounds of torque. And this particular one, so this is an option from Jayco. They're now doing a blackout package. So it's got the black wheels, blacked out grille, black handles all to match. Looks really good. You can see they've done some nice fiberglass step covers here and put grip tape on them. They're all painted to match. Of course, we've got our outside entertainment here. And in our first bay, we have a slide out Everchill fridge freezer, which this is pretty easily removable too. So if you need to pick up the extra space, you can just merely take this thing off. It even has wheels on it. You can take it out with you for the day and use it like that if you like. Or if you need the extra space for a long trip, you can take this out and gain the storage back in here, even with this slide tray. One thing that I really like about the Senecas and what Jayco does with this basement is they still allow it to have some pass over storage. So because it's a truck frame, the frame rails run straight through and they're under here, but you can still see they've got a nice steel structure and you've got some space to pass over the frame rails, so you're not losing all this space in the middle. You pick this all up as storage, which is really nice. Our J-Ride Premium comes standard on these, and so that is an upgraded rear sway bar. It has rear air suspension, and it has sack shocks on it. To make it drive and handle a little bit better, and that stuff really does make a difference. These things drive really nice. See, this is the end of our long pass-through bay here. So this is not all electric. This is a standard Seneca, not a Seneca Prestige, so this does have LP on board. And that is a 24-gallon tank, 24.5-gallon tank, so give you plenty of LP. We got a little bit more storage. These are our holding tanks here, but you still got some storage underneath them. And a little bit more storage back here underneath the end of this holding tank. The 37K is a double slide bath and a half. It's their bath and a half model. So this is the bedroom slide back here, and then you'll see the big slide, living room slide on the other side. Even though this truck has the 6.7 liter, the smaller engine in this line of trucks from Freightliner, still has a real 12,000 pound hitch and a real 12,000 pound towing capacity. And I think it's nice. It still has a ladder. You know, this is becoming a thing of the past, but for folks that like to get on the roof and check their seals and reseal and do their own maintenance, it's still nice to have a full-length ladder on the back. Over here on this side, we've got our 8K generator, so it'll give you plenty of power, run your air conditioners, microwave, all that stuff at the same time. And then, like I said, it does have LP on board, but you have a Suburban tankless water heater. So you've got on-demand hot water as long as you have propane. So there's no recovery time with these. And then here's our wet bay here. So everything's really well labeled, really organized. This one's got a macerator in it also. It has a system of valves in which you turn depending on what you want to do. So whether you want to winterize, use city water, you're dry camping, fill your tank, you just turn these valves in a direction while using your same city hose hookup. So you don't have to disconnect and to fill your tank. You do everything through this outlet. You got a black tank flush in here also. And then the S2 RV truck, because it is built for the RV industry, this has a belly mounted fuel tank. So meaning instead of having saddle tanks under the cab of the truck, this actually has the fuel tank mounted in between the frame rails. And that's what you see covered up in the basement down here. So you fill this motorhome just like a standard motorhome. You don't have to dual fill on either side. These are mostly storage. So I'll open all of these up. And in this first one, you can see they did a good job here. So they mounted your power electric cord reel up high, so it's up out of the way. It's not taking up any space in the bay. So you do have a 50 amp power cord reel in here. Another big storage compartment here and here. You see our Xantrax inverter mounted to the wall in there. These are all indoor-outdoor carpeted also. And then up here in the front, these are our chassis batteries. I'm sorry, these are our house batteries. And these are on a nice slide-out tray. So if you ever need to replace them, easy slide out, easy access, clean your terminals off. And then that locks back in there. They also give you side cameras. So these are mounted down low to catch your blind spot down here. And then fuel fills in the back, and then this is our DEF fill up here in the front under the cab door. These trucks are, the way they build these steps and the way these sit, it's much lower to the ground than an M2 truck. So this is a really easy vehicle to step in and out of. You see, I don't have to step very high to get to this first step here. So if you're coming from a Class A, going back to something that's got cab doors, it's really nice, easy in and out of the cab of the truck. And now we'll go inside and we'll check out the interior. All right, welcome inside. So we'll start up here in the front and we'll kind of work our way back. And so in the doorway here, you have a nice closet, coat rack, whatever you'd like to use that for. And then another thing that's really nice about the Seneca is they have a really large overhead bed. So you can actually comfortably sleep 2 adults up here. This piece wedges in if you want it to be in bed form. Or if you're not sleeping anyone up here, this offers a ton of storage. They also give you a really nice electric shade and a big window up front that lets a lot of light in. And then it's got its own lights in the overhead bunk as well. You got 2 little cargo areas up here with cargo netting on them, and then 2 trays and 2 cup holders, one on either side. You've still also got 110 plugs and USBs up here on top as well. And then while you're driving, to have this up out of your way, just a lot easier access climbing from the front seats and coming back in and out of the cab of the truck. And then over on this side, this is another really nice feature with the K model, is you get this really big pantry. So in the K, your kitchen starts right over here on this side. And you just got a ton of storage and a ton of pantry space over here. Double wide, it's got 3 shelves in it. You can still store down below on the very bottom. It does have a sleeper dinette. So this dinette table will drop down. You can use this as a bed. And then our galley's over here on passenger side. So even though we've got LP on board, we still have an induction cooktop. You've got some really nice counter space. So this is under the sink. So you gain this whole peninsula out here as storage. And then down here under the cooktop, you've got 6 slide out drawers. So the big one's on the bottom for pots and pans. And they are soft close. And then up here, just a bunch more cabinet space. And then this that goes all the way to the wall of the motorhome. And then we've got a 2-door side-by-side residential fridge. This is the GE. It's got an ice maker. It's got ice and water in the door. Really nice fridge. Ton of space in here. And then over here, we have our electric reclining sofa. So these are fully electric. And they recline quite a bit. The middle one reclines also. It is electric. So the middle one's also electric. It's got a different switch down here. And this one reclines the same. These do not lift up or have any storage in it. And on this side, you got a nice little Corian shelf here. You can see we got our fireplace on. Above the fireplace here, that's our electronics cabinet. And then as we move into the hallway, this is our half bath here on this side. So you got a really nice size half bath, decent counter space around the sink. Nice big medicine cabinet. And then going into the bedroom, you've got a full length wood pocket door. And then the bed in here is an electric tilt bed. So I'm going to step over here and put this up so you can see the amount of floor space you have at the foot of the bed when it's not retracted. So this is all the way down, and then we'll put it up here so you can see what kind of floor space you pick up with the bed retracted. So to bring the bed slide in, you do need the bed retracted. And then with this up, you pretty much gain back full size of your bedroom. So on the right side of the television, this stays as your standard closet. This is an aluminum ladder that is used for getting in and out of the overhead bunk. And this put 2 nice clips on the wall so you can store this completely out of your way. You're not dealing with a 5-foot long ladder every time you use it. It's got a hanging bar up here. Got plenty of big drawers down below, ton of storage down here. And then this one, if you want a washer dryer, we can certainly put one in for you. This one we did not, but this is where it goes. So if you want a stackable washer dryer, you can definitely get one in here. That's what this closet's designed for. Or you can just use it as a closet and pick up a ton of storage. You could even do probably a combination washer dryer down below and then leave the top for hanging clothes. And then back here is our full bath. So on this side, you have another big storage space over here. These shelves are removable or adjustable, so you could actually probably take all of these out if you needed the tall space and use it that way. You could even add more shelves in if you needed to. You've got under the sink, plenty of under the sink storage down here. A couple of drawers on this side that are very deep. And then behind me over here is our full-size shower. So this is a new shower head system that they're using. And then on the back, something we don't see very common anymore, but you have a nice window back here in the bathroom with a blackout shade on it. And then the controls for your Suburban tankless water heater are back here on the wall also. Thank you guys for watching. This has been a walkthrough on a 2026 Jayco Seneca 37K. My name is Steven with North Trail RV in Fort Myers, Florida. Of course, if you have any questions, please feel free to put them down below. I'll do my best to answer them for you. If you have any questions about this one or any of our other inventory, don't hesitate to give us a call. And don't forget to like and subscribe.